1, 2, 3, 4.
Ready to go? Well, what's a crack?
Hello, I actually hurt my own ears doing that. Hello, Patrick, how are you?
Roasting, sweaty bollocks and all that.
It's about time you got your finger out and did a fucking podcast, Paddy. How dare you take
I know.
1 week of break?
but-
Fuck me.
It's like it was like when they closed the Chinese down in Twins Bar, the Falls Road, and everybody went, "What do you mean you're taking a fucking Chinese New Year, you bastard?
Literally,
Bastard."
fucking tortured all week. Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? Like, we did the posts to say we were very busy last
That's
week.
what makes me think people don't pay attention to it all the time. They just go in. So you just need to pay attention.
Need to listen to us. Yeah, sorry for last week. We were very, very, very busy.
We actually weren't very busy, but just none of us could get together at the right time. That was the fucking truth, to be honest. Between him fucking collecting pallets, between me trying to help collect pallets and not getting invited, and Sean then recording it, obviously he's one of the important parts of it, and he was busy, so...
It wasn't like we were all flat out every day. It was like, say, Tuesday and Wednesday I was gigging, and then Thursday and Friday you were gigging, and then Saturday Sean was gigging.
No,
It just
it's
didn't.
it's going to get worse for us too now that the gigs are coming back.
Aye. We'll still try to keep it as regular. We probably should record loads and bank them.
Probably have 2 recorded, but I hate when you miss, because you miss stuff.
Aye.
Have we any sponsors to do?
No, I do have the guy who is sponsoring us at the minute. He didn't send me the wee email saying for things to be read out. Right. So get in touch with me, get that sent, and we'll get that read out for you. We haven't forgot about you. Just message the page and.
So this guy sponsors.
Yeah.
So that's our sponsor.
Yeah. So yeah, we haven't forgot about you. We haven't taken the money and run. I need the information to read out, and. That's all the sponsors. Do we have any other sponsors?
No.
Not even the minibus guys? Are they gone?
Fuck them.
Fuck them.
He had a few weeks, or what a fucking...
Connor Burns got the exclusive deal.
Oh, he did indeed. He got a few weeks out of it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really all sponsorship-wise. But yeah, no, it was mental. It was mental. I've been doing weddings, right? So I already spoke about doing a wedding machine and then the car breaking down and then Shane having to run me and whatever till another gig, right? So it was like me and Shane were talking about it and I was like, I do not want that to happen again.
Yeah.
Don't want that to happen again. Really fucking don't. And not that Friday there, Friday before, I thought I had a wedding in Galgorm. Mm-hmm. So I get home and get changed and took my time and drove up to Galgorm, and while that was happening all day, there was a guy, and I had been working in the film studios, and a guy was sending me messages all day going, I love the podcast, mate, I'm a big fan, can't wait to see you at my wedding tonight and all, it's going to be brilliant. And I was going, yes mate, no problem, is it all on time? He's like, yeah. I was like, what time? He says 8 o'clock, same time as it's running ship, everything's 100%. And I was like, sound mate. 10 to 8, I'm sitting outside the Galgorm, ready to go, sends him a wee message and goes, mate, are you the upstairs or downstairs in Galgorm? And I got a message back at 2 minutes late. Now, I had to be on in 2 minutes' time, saying, are you winding me up, mate? I'm in the Killy Haviland.
Where the fuck is that?
Enniskillen. And I was like, mate, it's in the book. It says Galgorm. And he's like, no, mate, no.
Paddy's trying to tell him where his wedding is.
It's a Killy Hamlin. And I was like, how did you book this? And the mad thing is, he booked it through my Instagram. And then there's obviously Shane are doing bookings for me.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the wedding shop.
Are also doing booking. You're a slut.
Of course. And I contacted the wedding shop and I was like, Chris, I'm down here as a Galgorm, but I'm meant to be in the Killy Haviland. And he was like, no, you are in the Galgorm. You're clocking out. I was like, what? Oh, fuck. So I had to send the fella a message and I was like, mate, I've just checked it in the maps. It's an hour and 34 minutes. I says, and then I'm going to be in here for half an hour. And he was like, right. And I was like, I'm going to get you at like 10:30. And he's like, mate, I don't care if you're doing the gig to me in the honeymoon suite with my wife. I still want you to come. And I went, all right. No pun on that, by the way. So, so I says, well, it's up to you. And he says, yeah. So I basically run in, done a wedding in the Galgorm, jumped in the van, and had to go through, like, all the wee towns. So, like, Moneymore, Cookstown, every single place had an Orange March. Right? And there's me, a Fenian, in a shirt and tan waistcoat, driving a white van, flying through all these wee towns, shouting, "Move in the fucking road!" And I got till
You're running over 80-year-olds in fucking bowler hats, like, get out of my way!
Oh, and I got till the Killyhaviland at 5 minutes past 10, jumped on, done the wedding. Bear in mind, I had been in the movie sets from 6 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
Then had to get up the next morning because we were doing the film sets and had to be back in there for 6 o'clock. And I only get home at 1:30.
Oh,
Fell asleep at 2 and was back up again at 5.
there's nothing worse.
There's nothing worse.
There is nothing
I
worse.
was meant to shout out to somebody, by the way. BMG rigging guys down in Dungeons and Dragons. They do the film studios. Big Brandy. He got me a shirt made, Dungeons and Dragons, and his thing on it, and I forgot the word.
Does it say podcast on it?
No. Just says BMG.
Oh, I thought just because your name was...
He's opening a burger joint.
Oh, serious?
The big BMG burger, Rigger burger.
Where's that going to be?
I don't know.
I'll try the
Must be mollusk.
I'll go to that.
Yeah.
Eat some fucking burgers. No, there's nothing worse than that, like... Like, that's I find the hardest part of working on gigging. It's not the actual gigging or the driving there. It's like when you've got 4 hours sleep and then you're up to do it again the next day. It's fucking tiring. Like.
I remember going to Dublin, like, and literally finishing work at 7 o'clock and then going down to Dublin, doing a gig for fucking 10 minutes or something. And then into the car and coming back home. And it was like, you were getting in the house and going, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
But the worst one ever was I done a gig in London. I don't even know if I've done this before.
You've told me this story. I don't think you've done it in the podcast, but you told me this years ago, this story.
Oh, fuck. I done a gig in London. And two things really bad happened there. It's done a gig in London and we were staying in Fleet. And I went and done this gig and it was proper shite.
Right.
And get back to Fleet and it was like 12 at night, early hours of morning, and there was no taxis and we were staying on the edge of a motorway and I had to walk like it was October time.
Yeah.
Conkers falling off all these fucking wee lanes with no lights and all. And I was just like, I get into the fucking hotel room and it must have been 2:30 in the morning. And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? I literally paid 26 quid for a train, went and done a gig it didn't get paid for. Came back, had to walk miles.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting up again in a couple of hours to go to work and I was just like, this is fucking not worth it.
Isn't that the one you slept in?
No, that was different. That was in London too.
That's the one I thought this story was.
Woke up in Salisbury.
Tell the story from the start because I don't remember you wake up in Salisbury.
In London and then I was just racked and it was a Sunday and I'd done the gig and a guy says to me, it was an Irish guy and he says, I'll go for a pint, and we went for a pint and then I jumped on the train, didn't have a coat, just my shirt, jumped on the train and fell asleep on the train, didn't get off in Fleet and I ended up in Salisbury. Do you know where the fucking whole...
The murders?
Well, the fucking tested fucking COVID shutdown town, right? And I woke up and I was like, this town's beautiful, but I'm fucking freezing. And they shut the train station. Like, the guy's like, you can't sleep on. I'm not from here, I can't. And he says, I don't give a fuck. I had like 4% battery. 4% battery.
Oh, fucking car, man, I'm going home.
4% battery in my phone. And I phoned a fella that was actually staying in my room and he had a car in Fleet. And I was like, I am stuck. And he was from Derry. And I was like, I'm stuck. I really need you to come and get me. And he's like, where are you? And he says, Salisbury's. He says, Sainsbury's. And I was like, Salisbury's. And he says, Sainsbury's. It's not open. I says, no, I'm in Salisbury. Here he was. Where the fuck is Salisbury? It's me. That's not Sainsbury's anyway. And he Googled it. And then the battery died on my phone, but when I got my battery charged the next day, and when I got back, so I got off the train, and a wee homeless guy felt sorry for me and gave me his blanket, and me and him were sitting cuddling on the step of the train station.
What the fuck?
And he was just like, he says, I'm used to it, you're not. And I was fucking shivering and all.
So you went to do a gig and you've just ended up spooning a homeless man? What was his name?
Can't remember.
Fucking young grateful shite. He gives you the one blanket he wants in the world. You don't
I genuinely can't even remember. He was from Manchester originally. I remember that bit.
That's amazing.
It was mental. But you know when you feel alone like that, I really felt alone then, like big time.
I won't even lie. Well, you had a homeless man at least to cuddle. But I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's not the story I was thinking of. How many times do you get fucking lost in London? Because I know
loads.
a different one.
Loads.
There's the one I know that you worked in a construction site. And you, whatever happened to Gemma, and it wasn't your fault this time.
Yeah.
And you ended up having to walk back home, and you ended up sleeping in and missing the job in the construction site. And then he was like, "Don't you fucking dare ever do that again." What is that? Where was that?
That was in
He's done this so many times. Never go to London.
Brixton. Oh, I know.
Bad fucking alarm clock.
Yeah, Google Map
It's
it, man.
it's nothing to do with that. It's just the thing about it is I'm so used to having a vehicle over here.
Yeah,
So when I got to London, you basically park your vehicle up and you don't drive it.
correct.
So, especially because mine was an 87 Transit, and the fucking thing was like, you're not allowed anything with fumes coming out of it in London.
Yeah,
See, when I got back home, my Mac and Fortress, I actually had a fine from the low emission zones. So it's the LEZ
yeah.
of London.
The Les has got him.
The Les.
The lasers.
The lesies were looking at me.
Got found by the lasers.
Genuinely, because mine was a 97 Transit, right? And I was driving it about at the start when we got over there. The fines went up to 250,000.
Fuck my face. What?
Swear to God, 250,000.
See, if you had 250,000, you're not driving a 97 Transit.
Exactly. I was sort of like, is this a wind up or what? I was like, you've missed the court date, you've missed this, and I was like, what is the chances? So I was like, right, I really need to look into this. And I phoned the guy and was like, what's going to happen here? And he went, basically, because you're not in London, fuck all. And I went, he says, just don't drive that van back into England. Hey, mate, I'm burning the van. I'm not actually. Do you know what? Do you know how much a van is sitting pristine now? There's a guy bought it off me. It's been in 5 films.
For 250 grand?
No. It's been in. I sold it for 400 quid.
Right.
He tried to sell me it back for £1,000 when it was all spread. It's been in 4 films and it's going into another film now.
What films have been in?
I don't know.
Fake Taxi?
It's going to be in another one now. He has it respread again and he rents it out till the things.
Fair Fox then? What's the
Fans
money
worth
maker?
fucking about 5-6 grand now.
But those stories of like
Only end up in Pawn Stars.
those stories where you like people don't realise the road stories you have can be fucking brutal. I remember one time I did a gig in, I'm gonna say Limerick, but I could be wrong, but it was somewhere like that, right?
Right.
And
Did you drive?
I drove, right? But had to drive back, and I really underestimated the amount of petrol I needed. So pulled up the petrol station at like 2 a.m. I mean, I am driving on like fucking fumes. The car could go at any minute. A petrol station appears. I pull up to it. It's fucking closed. So I had to sleep outside a petrol station, and it was like winter. It was like fucking -4, and you're just like covered in hoodies. And you're like, just like, right, I'll fucking sleep till 7, then I'll get up and fill up, and then finish the fucking 6-hour drive home. And the worst part is the gigs are shite. Do you know what I mean? You do all that to die on your hole for 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and you really do question every choice you've ever. You have the time to think, and you're like, what am I doing with my fucking life?
Yeah.
So see, when we're at the Limelight, sometimes it's just like a wee beer, like we're doing okay.
Oh, mate. See, when you have local gigs like that, it's just like, fuck me, this is amazing. Do you know what I
See
mean?
now when you're getting like your dinner provided and people are taking photos with you, you're like, it beats sleeping outside a petrol station underneath a Hollister hoodie.
Did I tell you about the time we done Galway?
No.
So I basically get told that I had a chance of doing support for Glenn Wool from Canada,
Holy shit, right?
right, in Galway. And I was like, that's amazing. And it was like, what's the date? 5th of December. And I was like, fuck, that's 2 weeks away. And Andrew went, what's wrong? And I went, I've never played Galway. And she went, well, that's good then. You know. And I went, no, you don't understand. I need to play Galway. Especially before I play with him.
Yeah.
In the rushing do. I can't go down there having not played Galway.
Yeah.
I just go in cold. And she went, what are you saying? And I'm like, I need to get a gig in Galway. So I put up, anybody got a gig in Galway? And these 3 guys were like, yeah, you can come down, no, Paddy, if you want to. We have a gig on Sunday nights. So it was a Sunday night before the gig. And Woodsy, I says to Woodsy, do you want to jump on? Sure, may as well. So he jumped on the gig.
Of course, sure.
Gary Croft came with us.
I've never met him, but I've seen him online.
And, all right, Gary, you know.
Do an
Gary's
impression of a
like,
man I've not met.
how's it going? Gary Croft, he's actually one of the funniest people I know.
He puts up funny jokes.
Mate, he's
Seems
fucking brilliant. He just doesn't have the confidence to do it. But so Gary was like, yeah, I'll go with you. So Andrew was like, what are you doing? And I says, I'm going to Galway on Sunday. And she went, are you? And I went, yeah. And she went, what am I going to do for a car? And I went, oh, well, I'm only going to be away. I'll come down and up again one night. She went, you're not going to my car?
Fuck me.
And she was like, you're not going to my car? And I was like, you serious? I mean, her had a fit. So I wasn't getting the car.
I am on Andrea's side in this one
And
thing.
I went,
Galway's a fucking hike.
do you know what? I'm taking the taxi. And I took a black taxi. The black taxi, my taxi was 30-year-old or something.
Fuck me.
Yeah, it was fucking, like, it's touch and go. Like,
Aye.
don't get me wrong, I was doing 100 mile a day up and down the Falls Road, but if you break down the Falls, it's a wee bit easier than if you break down the middle of Ireland.
Aye.
So we drove down and we got down. We went down to Dublin and across on the way there. 100% dead on, fine, right? It was fucking freezing because the heaters don't work on it.
Right.
And then we got in, done, and the guys were like, no, Paddy, you're on last. And I was
Cheeky
like, fuck
bastards.
me. And Woody and that was on. And it was a non-paying gig. And we came out and the taxi was away. Taxi was gone from outside the venue. Taxi was sitting outside the venue, like right outside it. Because we got there early on Sunday. We didn't have something to eat. Came out, taxi was still there. And then I was like, where the fuck's the taxi? So the guy that was running the gig says, oh, an uncle of mine works in the guards. Do you want me to ring him? And I was like, yeah. And he rang him and he says, your taxi's down in the police yard. And I went, what the fuck's that all about? And I went down and the Garda commissioner, Sta, used to work on black taxis in Belfast. He was from Belfast. And he hadn't seen one in years, but he knew how to start them because there's a wee button in them, you see.
Right.
And he was driving about the courtyard on it, showing the boys that it can turn just on a thing. So the guards actually stole my taxi.
So the Garda joyrid your fucking black taxi.
A Garda from Belfast got them to steal my taxi so that he could prove that they can turn, because the turning circle on the taxis have to be so acute because of the Savoy Hotel in London. So that's what they're famous for. They can turn on a 10p. So he wanted to show the boys how good they were to turn. So they went and got the taxi and brought it up.
Shoes in the other foot now, Paddy. Fucking.
Was it in the parking? No. Just and here he was. I was safer up here anyway. And I was like, you fucking serious, dude? And he's like, oh, there was serious attention to it and all because of what it was and stuff.
I can't believe the Garda just stroked your fucking car.
Yeah. So we eventually got the...
That's where it says you told that story about 4 weeks ago and you don't even remember.
Did he? Did he? You've not told that story. You're a liar. Neither of us remember it happening, so it didn't happen.
But you didn't go as...
Oh, detail.
You probably brought it up,
But it
briefly.
was like we got the taxi fucking back anyway, and we headed and literally from Portadown, because instead of going down to Dublin and up, I went. It's only 189 mile across country, and fuck, it was a disaster in the middle of winter. And the worst about it was I ended up getting sick from it, and I couldn't even do the gig with Glenwood because I was sick.
Oh, fucker. So that's when your manager was like, I'm not giving you my car. I was like, I get that, because Galway is a fucking track for anyone. It's like 4.5 hours down, 4.5 hours back, obviously. I remember doing it with Dave Elliott one time. We drove down and we're coming back up. And on the way down, about half an hour into the car journey, I told him I can do a really good Vince McMahon impression,
Right.
you know, from WWE.
Yeah.
So I did it. I was just like, you're fired, right? And he loved it. He proceeded to do it for the next 3 hours, would only speak to me like Vince McMahon. For the whole fucking journey, he's going like, tell me what's on your set, god damn it. Right? And I told him, stop doing it, because it's a really hard impression on your throat. It fucking really hurts.
Then he lost
We
his
got
voice.
to Galway and he was like, fuck. He was like, right, okay. I was like, I told you not to do it. So he did that gig with like a lost voice. And then the whole drive down, he was like, I shouldn't have done that. But he was like, we'll drive home, be sweet. And literally about 2 hours home, he was like slapping himself to keep himself awake.
Yeah,
I was
no, it's very
like, do you
hard.
want me to drive, Dave? Because you're going to kill us.
Yeah. Me and Dave went up to do Oktoberfest in Derry, and he was already sick before we left.
Yeah.
And we got there. And it was
He's a
like,
fighter, is that, Dave
I was
Elliott?
like, Dave, it's a fucking shouting match here. I've done this before. And he's like, what do you mean? I says, it's a shouting match. This
Where
gig.
was it?
It's a fucking big tent outside Guild Hall in Derry.
Right. Oh, right.
So
Okay.
you'll have 2,000 people in this tent, blocked. So
Yeah.
I get invited back because I'm a shouter. Do you know what I mean? But Dave was sick. He was wrapped up. He had a lamb sip in a fucking flask. And we get up the Derry, and basically he was sitting shivering in a corner and went up and was like, "Oh yeah, everybody." And it was like,
Gonna get blocked tonight.
is that what I said? Like,
Definitely like it was spot on. It's me, Paddy McDonald up on the mirrors.
"Hi everybody."
That's awful.
But
Right.
So anyway, what cat?
So what? How'd it go for him then? Since he was like,
Mate,
fuck.
he literally like 5 minutes. He just wanted to crawl in the hole, and then the whole way home he was just like. So I brought him in for Chinese. I went in this Chinese, and there was so big ass weirdo in it. It was fucking nuts. Your mom was talking nonsense to the girl, and he was freaking her out, freaking Dave out, and I was just sitting there going, "This night can't get any fucking worse." It was fucking nuts.
We did a wee gig together last week, didn't we?
Where?
Lavery's.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The Great Lavery's Comedy Club came back, and
It was rowdy.
it was right. You missed my set. Like I had fun. I did.
I didn't think seen yourself.
No, but I mean, where you were sitting backstage, no way you can't. You don't watch everyone's whole set. You watch bits and pieces.
No, I do, mate.
No, what I'm
Same
saying.
way as I'm on like Shane's Patreon and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't
support-
because I'm really selfish and evil. So like
Narcissistic.
I'll watch
Narcissistic.
it. Narcissist. Do you mean narcissistic?
Narcissistic.
Narcissistic, Patrick.
Narcissism. Have you noticed how William now calls me out on every wee thing that I say?
Not on every wee thing, just a lot of it, because a lot of what you say is wrong.
It's not. It's just the way we say it.
With a big group in the Hamish community.
Windy is not a term that's used for a window, but that's what they call it.
No, I say a windy too, like or a windy.
Well, then, who are you to fucking pull me in, Bob Wire?
Because Bob Wire isn't a term. That's just you saying it wrong. That's not a collective
It's
thing.
not. That's what it's called in West Belfast.
Is it? You actually all call it Bob Wire.
Yeah. No one says, "Excuse me, I just hurt myself on that barbed wire."
No, I'd be like,
People go,
that barbed wire fucking
no,
hurts.
people go, "At Bob Wire is fucking nightmare."
I just like to imagine one dude like just said it wrong and no one corrected him. Now you all call it Bob Wire.
That's probably what happened.
But when I was on Lavery's, there was just a group of 3 dudes just right beside the stage too. Do you know what I mean? Like so I can hear them, but no one else can, and they just would not fuck up.
I know you were annoyed when you come off.
Oh my god, I was fuming. See, in fairness to Lavery's, as soon as I said it, the big bouncers went right, just fucked them out.
See, when I was in the toilet, and there's this guy who was like overly excited that he had just seen Colin Gaddis. Right?
I thought he'd seen your dick.
He was literally.
There it is!
No, mate, he was one of them people, you know, like a wee child going in to tell a toy. It's really hard. But just one of them people, he was near crawling the wall. He was like, "Oh my God, Colin Gaddis." And he says, and I'm standing patient going, right, okay. And the fella beside me was looking at me like going, "Fucking this guy." Right?
Yeah.
And he's over trying to hug your man. So I turned to wash my hand and tried to get past him. And then he went, "Bye! Mudblood! Rah!" And he's just like, "This is fucking brilliant. You just walk amongst us now."
Just walk amongst
What is it? Is it like fucking Jurassic Park? Like, you know what I mean? It was like that bit in Jurassic Park where they're all like, and he's like, "Can I get a photo?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he got a photo with me. And the fella that took the photo was laughing like fuck. And I didn't realise until he had his dick out.
In the photo, he had his cock out.
Yeah.
Have you got the photo?
No, I didn't take it. It wasn't me taking the photo. It was him taking the photo. And I don't know if he done it on purpose.
Oh, well, how long did it take you to realise he had his dick out? See if you'd have
It wasn't
realised.
until I was walking away.
Yeah.
So
There's going to be a photo of you in like 5 years.
This guy, he's got his cock out.
Nolan's rubbing his hands like, "I got you now, you bastard." See if you noticed he had his dick out, you probably would have pulled your dick out too.
No.
Just out of
I
solidarity.
wouldn't.
Would you
I
not?
wouldn't. I've got this stage now where it's literally like, you're going to be privileged. Yeah, I'm keeping it for my fans only page. Like, genuinely, it's going to be one of them.
Fans only. Fans only. OnlyFans.
Listen. Is it such a big deal that it's saying fans only instead of only fans?
It's not, but now there's like a collection of things that you say wrong. It just mounts up. It's like... Fans only. Do you know why it's funny? Because know who says fans only? Connor Burns. Oh, my fans only.
Pancake face.
Robert O's Burns. What about him? See what I sent you?
Huh?
Did you say that I sent you ages ago? I was fucking
Are you going to talk about it?
I'll talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you. Like, it's your sister.
Oh, here, my sister will kick his fucking... He made he put up a Snapchat video saying he's going to beat the head of my sister. He didn't go to William Thompson's sister.
It was all trying to touch for her, and then
She blocked him.
it changed until I'm going to knock your butt. You know what gets serious when he goes pancake face rubber nose and the face drops, and then he puts
He does
the
Hulk
eyes.
Hogan before he's about to
He
drop
does
the leg.
eyes.
He does that.
He does the eyes, and he goes and the finger, and it's changed. You know you're in trouble.
Yeah, so he's like, I got to punch your fucking head. I sent him a message being like, hey, Connor, could you not tell my sister you're going to punch her head in?
I think he's changed his number.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
That's why I haven't got a text from him. I thought I'd upset him.
No,
But everyone was like, oh, you're not
he
really...
doesn't talk to persons in the over the 12th though.
Good. Everyone was like, you're not worried? And I was like, my sister would fucking maul him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know what I mean? She grew up with like 3 brothers who are all fucking tortures.
Right.
So you have to just become a fucking psycho. Fuck. Do you know what? We have a full planned episode and we haven't even touched on it. So do you want to get into
Yeah, go ahead.
what we want to talk about? First things first. How happy are you England lost? Because fuck me. I was buzzing.
This is where I was in Port Rush. And see, when I'm out with the kids and stuff, because I do the comedy and because I do work and do whatever, right? I genuinely don't want to take away from the kids for something that I don't really want to. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, I need to prioritise fucking seeing the England Italy match and my kids' holiday.
Right.
So I went myself, we'll go up, but then Port Royce, it was fucking mental. It was roasting. The kids were fucking cranky.
It was the 11th day as well.
We were driving till Carnlough from it. So it was like, fuck, what we're going to do. And I went in to get stuff in Asda, and they were sold out because it was the 11th night. And obviously Ballysally Estate and Coleraine and fucking whatever. So we had to go into all these different groceries. It was just a nightmare. Kids are squealing in the car, and then eventually got stuff, and I was like, right, because we didn't want another takeaway. And we're driving down the coast, and I'm trying to listen to it on the radio, and it wasn't happening. So when I got to the caravan, we have a real bad TV signal, and with no phone signal, no internet. So I was trying to get the TV, and I got it on the +1. So I was behind everybody.
Right.
I was watching it exactly an hour behind everyone.
Right.
And I was sitting in the caravan, and then so I could hear, I ended up stuffing like 2 bits of fucking toilet roll in my ears so that I couldn't hear other people. And it was about 60 odd minutes or something. And I says, I need to get out of here, because it was 1-0 to England. I mean, I need to get out of here. This is fucking too mad. And I had the 2 bits of boggle in my ear, and I walked out with a dog to bring something up the thing. And Mark Kelly works for Travel Ireland. I used to work in a taxi with him. Him and his missus were running up the hill. And she went, what's wrong with you? Is it because it was 1-1? And I was like, you fucking bastard. In the same sense, I was relieved that they'd scored.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
So I went up and put it in the bin and then watched it. And then Andre came out to me and she was like, is it all over now? And I was like, yes, it is all over. Here's me, it's all done. I says, and she went, you don't look happy. And I says, do you know what? Do you know what? I am happy. I'm genuinely happy Italy won.
Yeah.
But there's 3 wee black fellas who fucking missed penalties. And I says, Andre, it's going to be fucking mental for them.
I said as soon I watched it and I went,
soon as
they're all black.
Rashford done it, and then the other one, and I just went, oh my God. Like, fuck me.
Yeah.
I says, Andrew, you've no idea what they're going to go through.
Aye.
And fucking rightly so.
Tortured.
Fucking, they get fucking tortured.
Fucking toy. And that's why, do you know, I'd say when English fans are like, why do you not support England? Why do you not support, you know what I mean? We're all one country, because you're fucking cunts. That's it. Shout out to all the English listeners.
Yeah. Fuck you, sunshine.
My experience was we were in a bar watching it and then it went to penalties. So we hurried back and it was a fucking
What bar are you watching it?
at Marcus Ward in Belfast. It used to be Stiff Kitten.
Right, okay.
Right? I was all tense watching penalties, right? And like, you know how, like, it was fucking properly behind the sofa stuff. It was coming up to the fucking, I think, was it Rashford hit the last, no, Saka's last penalty. I was sitting there, everyone was nervous as fuck, being like, oh my god, oh my
We
god.
cheering on England.
Was I? Fuck. No. Were you not paying attention the past 5 minutes? No one I was with was supporting England apart from one English dude, and every time he cheered, we were like, shut your fucking mouth. But we're coming up last penalty, everyone was like, oh shit, and my phone just went, mine, we were watching it in the stream, it must have been behind, because just as he was stepping up to take the penalty, my nanny just texted me and it just flashed up my phone. Maddie missed that, wasn't it? And I was like, for fuck's sake. But I couldn't tell anyone because it would have ruined it for everyone else. And I wasn't going to go out for the 11th. Because I was like, see if they win.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
As soon as they missed that penalty, I rang my mate. I was like, I just see that. There's like, a load of my mates support England. There's like, mate, I'm fucking gutted. I was like, I'm fucking not. I'll see you in 20 minutes.
I'm not surprised at you. It does surprise me a wee bit that people here support England. A wee bit.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And people, I think, assume all prods do, and there's a small
majority. No, I know quite a few prods that are like Northern Ireland, and that's it. Like,
that's me.
That is
that's
fucking
me.
it. That is like Northern Ireland shit.
I'd give Scotland and Republic of Ireland a little bit of love.
That they stole your song. Like, I was sitting there and
fuming
they played
about that.
fucking God Save the Queen to start. I was like, I think they would have got their own fucking song.
Yeah. I thought you meant Sweet Caroline because they struck that.
Oh, right.
Oh, the
right.
I thought that's.
I was talking about.
Oh, you're being a
God
wee
Save the
bit
Queen.
tongue in cheek. Fuck you. No,
Is that their song or is that your song?
What, Sweet Caroline?
Yeah, because like if Northern Ireland fans, hold on,
We've sang that years.
Northern Ireland fans are like, fucking Sweet Caroline, that's fucking ours, right?
Yeah.
But you sing God Save the Queen.
I don't.
You all do at the start of every fucking game.
Because Patrick,
I have done ball boy.
that is the
matches.
because that's the national anthem of your country, Patrick. And some of us choose the respect.
No,
Some
it's
of us
not.
can't.
It's England's fucking national anthem.
And ours.
No, you have Wales, Scotland.
Yep.
Both have their own fucking
Here,
songs.
Am I annoyed we don't have one? Yeah.
Do you know why you don't have one?
Why?
Because it's not a country.
Because we're a province.
Exactly.
Don't know. It says our wee country on a lot of our
Like,
merchandise, so I'm gonna take that.
You think they would have come up with a song like, you know, Harp Lager, Bardic Busters, Clacton Pallets on the 12th.
What were the first two words there? That was just a number.
They were Ulster Scots.
Yeah, no, it sounds exactly the same.
I genuinely think we should come up.
Could me and you write a new national anthem, design a new flag? I'm up for doing that.
Why don't we do it?
I'm so up for doing that. You're a songwriter.
Do you know what? My work is actually running the competition for the centenary.
Right.
To make like a pseudo national anthem.
Oh my god, this has all came together perfectly.
Hasn't it?
I'm so up for doing this.
Is there a cat that I can stroke right now?
Get it in, Bobby. Yeah, I'm so up for doing
What
that.
about our Sean name this cat after Hunger Sticker?
Fuck, why I thought it was after Bobby Kennedy. I'm not even being funny. That's jamming. I thought he named his cat after Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Sands, the name struck my
It'd be
head.
mad, like, wouldn't it? And he has a big mural on the side of the house and it's just a cat.
Did you feed it and all, or what?
Is it?
It's after, his name on his collars is Bobby Firmino McDonald.
Right, okay.
Bobby Firmino.
McDonald.
That's the most West Belfast name
Isn't
I've
it?
ever. Bobby Firmino.
Like, genuine, like, there's people I know in Ardoyne and their kids are called, like, Patrick Palo de Canio. Like, no, genuinely, like, there is.
That's a wee shamey Gattuso McDonald. I love that. So anyway, after we left the England match, I decided to go down the Orangefield for the bowling.
Of course it did.
Of course it did. Of
You
course it
collected
did.
the balance, I may as well see it fucking getting barked.
Did I? Fuck. I show up at the end. Like, I helped here. I'm
you-
America in World War II. Like,
See,
I
because-
helped.
See, because you're a celebrity now, did they get you to light it?
Nah. I show up after it's lit. Because...
Do you not be out for the lighting?
No.
Was there any flags on the top of it?
I didn't... When it was proper burning when I got there.
It's
But
like,
if I had to put...
Hold on. Paddy McDonald reporting from Ornsfield Field. I've got in front of me here William Thompson. William, Did you experience any flags being burnt last night on the bonfire?
Certainly, that was not my experience of the bonfire. This is a family community event. If there were flags, I regret it much so, but that's not the importance of this event, and that's why I could run for DUP. I'm really good at talking shit.
Did you see I was doing the old UTV nod as you were talking?
Yeah.
Like, they agreed with they're interviewing some pedo and he's like, well, I only fingered that wee girl because, and they're sitting there with a big stupid smile going,
yes, of course. I didn't see any flags on it. If I had to put money on it, I dare say there was.
aye.
Do you know what I mean? There's flags on all of them. That's the one part I never really got it. I don't get why they did.
Why they burn a flag?
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I understand why, but I'm like, fucking, I don't care about it.
It's
like,
dated. It's just dated now.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where, like, if you took that off, a lot of people wouldn't really care. But you'd get a vocal minority who would be so kick off so much about it. You're like, just keep the flags up so they don't stab anyone, right? Put the flag up and he doesn't hit anyone with a fucking
I
cinder
know
block.
the one in Taggart's Bay, like the flag. The guy was being interviewed and he was like, I don't agree with
Did you say
flag burning."
Taggart's Bay?
Taggart's Bay.
There's been that murder.
Right. So the guy was on talking. He was like pastor or whatever, right? So apparently he's a cross community guy. So he's on talking and he's like, yeah, do you know what? I don't agree with burning flags and stuff, he says. And to be honest with you, there was no flag on it until like a couple of minutes to go. And I genuinely don't think it was anybody from the local area that jumped up and put it on. And I was like, see if somebody from a different area came in with a couple of minutes before the bonfire was being lit and started climbing up it, they'd been fucking kneecapped in the head. There's no way.
It's like the big bat signal, but just flash it. They're like, there's no tricolours on this. Come down and stick
Here,
it up.
is your mate, is your cousin from Bangor up? Get him to throw that tricolour up, then nobody can stop her.
But I'll tell you this though, the 11th normally a mental night. That's the most mental I've ever seen it.
Nuts.
It's been a year, like you can tell, it's been a year and a half since people have been out. Like,
People have lost. Do you think that people have lost the way of themselves, or do you think it's the younger ones coming up don't really know what way to react,
I think it's
or has the jokes
people.
got better?
Oh, that definitely. But I do think it's like people just so pent up from not being out properly.
They're just fully
Do you know what I mean?
letting go.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even when you're out drinking,
Was it like
you
the
can only do it
Purge?
in groups of 6.
Was it like the Purge?
Aye. It was like, it jammed was, yeah, it was like the Purge. Like, on my way in, I saw a wee girl lying down, like sparked out, and her ma was over the top of her, punching the fuck out of some wee lad. And that was on my way in. That's the sight that greeted me. There's one stage, this big lad wasn't out cold, flat on his back, head back like that, right? Everyone was slurs passed out, no one could wake him up. So they called an ambulance. Ambulance driver came around, knelt down, shook him. The guy sat up, sparked the ambulance driver, and fucking sat back down. The ambulance driver's like, well, fuck you, and just left him.
Fuck me.
There was one fighting like right beside it, and this year it was massive. Like, it was fucking roasting, really, really warm. And there's 2 wee girls just beating the fucking head out of each other. Like, you could see their silhouettes in the bonfire, and I was like, that looks class. Like, it just aesthetically looks amazing. Just like 2 shadows beating the fucking bag out of
That's
each other.
like, what did you call that there? A show that used to be on? Tales from the Crypt or something like
Yeah.
that. And there was always a woman at the start of it fucking
doing
dancing
that,
in the fire.
One of my mates' girlfriends, bless her, she's lovely, saw the big girl fighting, she was drinking. It's like, I'm gonna go break that up. And everyone was like, what the fuck do you want murdered? At the bonfire, if someone's fighting and they're not your mate, you leave that be.
Don't get involved.
You do not get involved. You spark a joint, you find a good vantage point.
It didn't happen. I did want to go, but sure. There's always next year.
Yeah,
Next year your pictures will be on it.
Aye.
Well, they have been on it before.
Have your photos been on the bonfire?
Yeah.
What one were you on?
Shangle.
He was doing warm up for it. Hey, fucking fishes, bastards!
I know it was a poster that would have been in the Spectrum Centre and stuff. And they ended up putting them on the bonfire.
Honestly, that's like a career goal of mine. I want to end up on the Orangefield Bowling. Like.
Yeah. I
Me,
think it's
Anna Lowe, Naomi Long, all together.
all on it. Do they be on it?
Yeah, they hit Naomi Long.
Do they?
Yeah, she gets a lot of the flack for like the flag coming down, even though it wasn't
Against
really.
Belfast?
Yeah, even though it wasn't really her
But
fault.
how she could fold it in?
Right, well, when she got voted in, remember it was with...
Is she not in now? No,
She-
Gavin Robinson in now.
Yeah. She got in with the protest vote against Peter Robinson because of this. Remember they're calling him the Swiss Family Robinson? So he got fucking voted out because of his dodgy dealings.
Right.
That's all I can really remember. And then, literally, like the month after Alliance got in East Belfast, which had never happened really for fucking years, then the flag came down. And DUP, I think, were dirty about it, and they were like, it was Alliance voted to take it down. When it wasn't, Alliance actually voted to be like, well, why don't we make it in line with when England have it up? If anything, making it more fucking British.
Which technically was taking it down too. Because that's designated days.
Designated days, yeah. But they basically went, but what DUP said was they voted to take it down completely. They voted to bring it down.
We voted for it to stay, but they voted for it to come down altogether.
When did he die?
Who? Ian?
What do you mean? Who are you doing
That
the
wasn't
voice
Ian
of?
Paisley. That was just a generic fucking DUP.
That
man.
was Paisley.
If you're doing Paisley's like this. Paisley's like this. I was never, ever, ever, ever involved in sanding that bastard down. There was no stones and the snowballs we threw.
Ian Paisley would have been a great wrestler. I swear to
He had
God.
the voice, he had the stature for it.
If he'd have been the manager and he had some big cunt behind him, he's like, he will never, never lose. You'd be like, I love this cunt.
If he was still alive now, I genuinely think he probably would have got on stage with the Wolf Tones and sang Grace. As we gathered in the chapel there in old Kilmainham Church, I think about it. Jerry, join in the fuck with you. All right, John.
What about it, Junior? Do you want to do it with me?
It takes two, Jerry.
I genuinely remember you were saying the other week, Ian Paisley Jr. looks like a crack. I fully agree with you now.
Oh,
like,
I know, I do.
I can't stand him politically. If I was to have a pint with him,
Oh,
I think he'd be funny as fuck.
I'd be some crack.
He'd be like, do you want to come to Sri Lanka? I'm away.
He looks like he's up for it.
He does,
He
doesn't
does.
he?
I wanted to go to the bonfire with him.
He'd have fucking done it.
He seems like the one politician that would be like, no, you get to know him, and after a couple of times being out with him, he'd be like, want a wee sniff?
He's the uncle at a family party and everyone's sitting in the cabin, a nice wee meal. He's sitting at the end of the table going... He
does. He looks like he would
He's
go.
got a massive car key.
He'd go, you want a wee sniff?
Is he not like a fucking religious guy as well? Like,
That's what he says.
He says he's mad at people.
But
not.
he's fucking
You can
hammered every
tell
time
by
you see
looking
him.
at him. Fucking, he's not like.
He's one of, like, there's so many people I know, like they're very religious and then they get the drink in them and they're fucking animals.
It's like we would have had a mate one time, right? And they were from Malone Road. And his dad was a doctor, his mum was a surgeon. And he ran about with us up the road. And it turned out he was a Protestant even too. But he ran about in West Belfast. And he was just fucking nuts. Right? Fucking completely nuts. And he was into everything. So I think sometimes you can get that. You can get somebody who comes from a background and just be like, I'm not doing it. I think Ian Paisley Jr.'s future was fucking sorted because he had the same name as his dad.
Yeah.
You know, his dad basically says, there's nothing you can do that'll fuck this up for you.
Yeah.
And he has fucking tried.
Oh, but like he has put the fucking work in the job. But it can go the other way too. You can have someone from a family of mentals and they're quite chill because they're like, oh, my family's mental, I can't be fucked doing it. It can just be completely different.
Yeah.
And I think we're about 45 minutes in, so we need to make a wee start the questions. Just 'cause there's
Questions?
so many.
Questions?
And actually, there's some fucking good ones. I'll start. Michael Jardine, if the NI comedians were to do Come Down With Me, what courses would you cook? So what would you
I'd cook them all because I cook everything. And I can cook anything and everything.
Yeah, what would your courses be? That's what I mean.
Courses would be, I think, probably do a nice chicken starter for everybody.
What would the chicken starter be? Like chicken nuggets?
No. No, tempura.
Tempura prawns was going to be mine.
Tempura chicken, aye, for starters. And then for a main course I would do a nice Thai green curry.
Can you make a good... Oh, I love a good Thai green curry.
With naan bread.
That's good. That's very good.
Paswari naan. And then for dessert, I'll get this all a poke. I'll book in a poke fan, because that seems to be like all my Facebook feeds has been looking at poke fan for the christening,
I'm fucking
looking at poke fan for the first communion, and I was like, what the fuck's the problem with going and buying a fucking block of fucking Dale Farm ice cream and Dale Farm wafers and fucking flakes on the top and just fucking making pokes for all the kids? Whereas they want an actual fucking Pokemon.
I've seen what, since we're talking about Dale Farm, have you seen what they've been doing? They've been bringing out ice cream flavours, but you know, like their ice lollies, like their Mr. Frosties, they're Jokers. They have it, but in ice cream form.
Fuck off.
Swear to God, Joker ice cream is fucking, it's so good.
I am now going to go and try and fucking find a
I'll show you a picture of it. Like, I haven't made this up.
Are you sure you didn't have a wee sniff or a wee smoke and then thought this happened?
I woke up and I was just eating the curtains. Nope, see, it was the first thing came up. That's it.
I actually love the fucking Polly Pineapple or the Percy Pear.
Per pick and porky.
Oh, him.
Yeah, my favourite's the Mr. Frosty.
Mr. Frosty's great. I can't bite ice cream or an ice lolly. I physically can't. The
Sensitive teeth?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I have to suck a life out of it.
Yeah. So you're just going to town on a Mr.
Stephen
Frosty.
Nolan's watching this.
Would you like to come on and try these ice lollies?
Paddy, can you suck that Frosty lolly without licking your lips?
What would I make my son come down?
Do you think Stephen Nolan?
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Do you think Stephen Nolan could
Let's go to court.
Could eat a sugar donut without licking his lips?
I think he can eat a foot-long Subway like a python. Like, he doesn't even close his fucking jaw.
I would say that he could put a 4-pack of Dunkin' Donuts boxing all in his mouth without even fucking touching the stencils.
How many full-size Snicker bars do you think he can put in his mouth at once? I'd say at least 9.
Probably.
Yeah, fuck.
He's a big mouth. I don't have a big mouth. My son has a big mouth. I don't have a big mouth. It's like literally, we got burgers the other day and my wee lad was like struggling and I was like, that's like a Scooby snack for Nolan.
Yeah. My trick in school.
I reckon Nolan could go in and go, no, burgers like 3 big chicken burgers just.
That's what Nolan's in the back of the gym, going like, do I go get a burger? You know? My trick in school used to be getting a hot dog and eating it in one bite. Right. Do you have any questions? I've looked here, but we'll just...
Dylan McGill asked me, have I been to many Clinville matches? Mate, I religiously went to loads of them.
Yeah, Cliftonville one?
Yeah.
I just didn't know who you supported.
Yeah, Clinville, going to them for years. Last match I think was got a bit of a sickener, was the Boxing Day derby, and it was freezing up at Solitude, and the crews hammered us. I haven't been back from it.
I haven't been to a Glens match in years.
Right. Brandy96 says, all I want to say is thank yous for making me laugh through a proper hard time. Cheers, fellas.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks for watching.
I've had loads of them messages from people. Yes, Brandy, you're 100%, and it's well worthwhile when I get messages like
Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching us. See, we're not cheeky to people who are genuinely nice fans. We'll always be nice about it. It's when you come in with an attitude, we're like,
I love it. You have that, and then the next
one's like, why don't you kill yourself? You fuck.
The next one's, must does William pay for beer?
For pure? About 50 a gram.
Chris Reesey says, what's happened to Influenza? Rangers for TIAR 2 in a row.
Can I please read that? What's happened to influenza? Rangers for 2 in a row. Is that not the flu?
It is a flu. So is that gone now that there's COVID?
It doesn't exist while COVID's about.
Right. And then he's just slagging me because the Rangers are going to do 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
He's a Man United man.
Is he?
And he's slagging me. Any mad stories about America?
I've never been, so this is down to you.
Love the podcast. Live the podcast, lads.
Live the podcast. Live the dream, boys.
100. Any mad stories about living in America live?
I think he meant to say love, and he's just made a
Love
typo.
the
You're
podcast,
not really
lads.
one to get down anyone's throat.
No, I'm not making fun of it. I'm making sure that you have me that porno. I'm going, I'm fucking reading things wrong now. Where did you get that shirt you wore on Shane's podcast? If it's a white Ralph Lauren one, TK Maxx. $39.99.
Summerstone 67 wants us to talk about the evolution of cannabis in Northern Ireland. You don't really smoke it anymore, so you're not on like the shit is strong these days. Like.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Unless it's fucking
But I
started.
never. When we smoked them when we were younger, it was all black form. Like it was a 10 deal. It was
Were you smoking hash or?
hash. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hash is for
And it used to taste like diesel.
Nah.
Like it tasted like diesel. It was because it was fucking smuggled in. The
I
brand of
will
fucking
one day.
diesel was.
I will one day when you.
Have you never smoked that?
I've smoked that. Don't like it.
You used to have to burn it in and all.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Like I had a mate, genuinely had a mate, that could walk down the street talking to you without even, no way people be amazed these footballers fucking doing these kicks and all without looking.
Yeah.
Genuinely could skin a joint and talk to you walking down the road. Absolutely.
That's fucking phenomenal.
With one hand.
That's phenomenal.
And the joint was rolled with one hand.
That's amazing.
Like he was fucking full on. I used to be stamping
That's
with skin. And the boys used to be like, where is that? And I used to be like, oh, fuck. I could never ever roll a joint.
Nah, I can't do it.
It was physically like I was so I had to get a wee machine.
Yeah, man. I jam it. My mates all go to me like, "Will you just learn?" I'm like, "Bro, cure cerebral palsy, then I'll roll your joint." I have to buy pre-rolled cones. That's what everyone sells there now. You just get little cones with a roach in them,
Right.
and you just fill them up. That's what I use. So that's the evolution of it. Like you're having some guy walking down the road. Everywhere does it now.
Yeah.
So the strength of the shit now.
Stabilizers for fucking smoking.
Yeah. As I always hear from people who haven't smoked in like 10, 15 years, they're like, the strength of the shit now would fucking
Well, when we
pass them.
went to America, obviously fucking family and stuff over there, and they smoked stuff that was grew in face tanks. And the first time I smoked grass over there, literally Jack Russell was talking to me. Like I tripped the balls. Like I fucking did. The way Jack Russell was talking to me, and he told me it was actually a brother-in-law of mine told me he bought it was from Cork, but they were shipped to America, so it had a Cork accent. Like the stuff was that good, but the wee dog was like, "How's it going now? You like me fucking doing that?"
Did you have a
And I was
little
like,
smoke
"Yes,
of that, did you?
He's like, "Oh fucking now you get the munchies as well when you're on this fucking."
You know your next door neighbours, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Are fucking roasting over here now. You fucking roast the fucking hole yourself.
I'm gonna put the clip up. Have you ever seen the film I Love You Man? With Paul Rudd,
Paul Rudd and
Jason or Segel, your man.
Jason, yeah.
It's the wee dog and it's named after the Russian.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
But somebody showed me a clip recently where Paul Rudd's trying to do a Jamaican accent and he's going, slap the bass, man. But somebody pointed out, it sounds like he's from Cork. And I watched it.
Slapping the bass, man.
It's the best Cork accent ever.
I was lying on the floor. I'm gonna put that up.
But genuinely, you know that the Jamaican accent does come from the Irish people that was brought over for slaves.
I only know that because Stephen Graham talked about it on the show once.
Genuinely, like it's fucking. There's a clip, and it's all these people on this wee Caribbean island. This wee man and woman, they're sitting there and they're like, "Hold it, fucking roast a hole over here," and they're fucking pure black, and they're like, this man's name was Michael Murphy. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's fucking come over a long time ago to fucking told it." Like, what the fuck? It's nuts. But that's genuinely where they reckon the Jamaican accent came from.
Yeah, I could see it.
But no, I tripped balls in America on it.
Yeah.
Like, completely. Compared to the shit that we were smoking.
Yeah.
Like, we used to get kickers. Do you remember kickers? Like the moccasins?
The shoes?
The shoes.
Yes.
The laces in it were like hard leather on top, hard leather on bottom, and in the middle was like another type of leather.
Uh-huh.
I know people that used to fold them up and put them in cling film and sell them as 10 deals. That's how stupid the stuff was.
Jesus fucking Christ. So yeah, it's gotten better to answer the question. Johnny Watterson wants to know, do either of you believe in aliens? I do, but I don't believe in all these like fucking lunatics who are like, I fucking saw aliens in my back garden. But I do believe there's aliens.
Fuck, of course there is.
Fucking yeah.
There
How
has to be.
arrogant do we need to be to think like
I
we're
mean,
the only ones?
Look at Donald Trump.
Elaborate.
He's a fucking alien. Oh, come on, the fuck. Like,
Not really, he's just a fuck.
like no,
just a
genuinely,
fuck.
I've watched Men in Black. They're walking amongst us. He's definitely one of
Probably.
them. There's probably a button at the back of his throat or something and you hit and there's a wee green man inside it.
So it's one of those people who are like, the government doesn't tell us because they want to keep you in the dark. I'm one of those that like sometimes like, do you know what? The government probably knows so much mad shit we wouldn't be able to handle it.
Oh, I wouldn't. That's
And I'm
why
like,
they
I'm
invented-
happy not knowing.
That's why they invented fucking religion. Keep everybody down. What's the best pickup line a girl has hit Paddy with when he was been doing the door or taxiing. I have to say, the best line I ever got was even before all that. It's when Andrea fucking asked me it.
What should I?
Her line was, "Am I dropping my boy or what?"
I love that. That's classy as fuck. Shout out to you. I love that. That's a good line.
It's fucking ended up fucking married to me.
Yeah.
I never ever had a fucking chat line like
That's
that.
fine. I get uncomfortable when women try to chat me up.
Do you?
I don't like it.
What
I
about
don't
when men
trust
do it?
them.
What about when men do it?
That's it.
You know, I got sent a photo the other night of a wee man, like, and he just looks like somebody plays an organ in a church. And I had put up a story of me singing, and he sent me all these wee messages going, "I love your singing and all. I let you sing to me all the time." And I was looking at it going, "What the fuck?" And then he says, "Do you like me? I'm slightly older than you." And he sent me a picture, and it was a wee man, and I went,
See, there's going to be his dick. I don't want to see it.
"What the fuck? No, it was like him in a woolly jumper sitting in the house, like in the 60s.
Do you like me?
And then his next
I like
message
me.
was, "Oh, I'm dead sorry. I don't know how I have you on this. I didn't realise you were famous." And I was like, I don't know what has annoyed me there more is the fact that he thinks I'm gay or that he thinks I'm famous.
I thought you were going to say the fact he didn't know who it was.
No.
No, sometimes like I'll go to a gay bar. Sometimes guys will flirt with you,
Yeah.
and I'll let them because it's good
When
for
I
the
was younger,
self-esteem.
they did used to fucking try and touch me. Like when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
And I was with Andre, and Andre used to be like, "That's my fella." And they were like,
Is it something about being a small man? Gay dudes assume you're gay,
"What?"
like being small, short.
I don't know. I don't have the same attention. They don't give me the same attention as you used to when I was younger. Like.
But I mean, you were.
I don't know.
I assume you were. I don't assume you were 6'5" when you
No.
were fucking 17.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
No, I've been to Kremlin. Like I had a guy. Literally, I talked to him for like 20 minutes. He bought me a drink and all, and I just went like, "Still, what do you think of me?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not gay." He was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, you never asked. Like, I just let you talk on." Like, and I was like, "Thanks for the drink." Oh, I'm fucked up.
Did you suck a stick?
Just out of politeness.
Yeah. Is there a known cure to man for a sweaty shock? Let me just say.
A sweaty.
Shock.
What's a shuck? Is that a cock?
It's just like,
Balls?
you know what I mean?
Bars?
If he knew what it was, then he'd be pulling me the way I said it. It's in between, it's your balls on
Oh,
the
your
shock.
bars?
It's in between your
No man's
hole in
land?
your balls.
We had this conversation. But
McCormack?
No, like 2 weeks ago, you talked about like
The gap in there.
gooch.
Yeah, we have talked about. Yeah,
But his
Talcum
thought was
powder.
something else.
Talcum powder.
there's about 50 fucking different. Is there any cure for it? Talcum.
Talcum powder.
Tracy Louise Carson, no questions. I just love the fuck out of you both. We love the fuck out of you
Who's
too,
that?
Tracy. Tracy Louise Carson.
Oh, I don't know. No, it was Callie from Tullycarnet when we were doing the thing gig. Big shout out to Callie from Tullycarnet.
Yes.
She came up to me in Lambert's and she was like, "Hope you know I've missed the start, the 1st and the 12th. Did we do this last week?"
No, we didn't do it.
And she was saying, "I've missed the marches tonight. It was the 1st of July.
Yeah.
And I've missed the marches tonight, but I've always got the 12th." She says, "But I listen to it going till school and doing the school one." She says, "We're more like than people fucking know." And I was
She's
like,
right.
100%.
That's as much as we rake each other. That's I think why we do so well on a podcast because we're literally you're just an older me. Like a lot of the shit you do.
I'm more fiend than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, the Finian Proud thing, it's not even that much of a difference, in my opinion. Sophie Kilelland, worst/best nightclubs in Belfast. Let's do both of this. When you were at nightclub going age, what was the best and what was the worst? And then I'll do mine.
See, we didn't really go into the town
Aye.
unless it was like Ulster Halls or like under 18 stuff. We went till the Network and places like that.
Right.
And then if we were going to somewhere, it was like the Arena, which was in fucking Armagh,
Right.
or the Pink Pussycat in Cookstown,
Right.
or Exit 15.
It was Pink Pussycat. Is that where Sense is or was or?
It was Exit 15. It was the Glengallen Hotel.
Right. Okay.
No, it was yes, I think it was Sense.
Was Sense, aye?
I think it was.
That's
I
the only
think
one
so.
I've
I'm
been.
not sure. It's in the middle of Cookstown, so I'm not sure. It was the black dog or something, or the black horse.
My favourite nightclub in Belfast was Box. It's not there anymore. Fuck, I love Box.
I remember going to the Beach Club.
I was too young to go to the beach. It shut down just as I
remember
turned
going
18.
to the Beach Club.
What about
I
the,
used
the
to-
M Club? Did you ever go to the M Club?
Nah,
I was
I
never-
was a real Protestant place, like.
Was it?
Genuinely.
I don't know. I was
It
never in it. I don't know anyone
I
that's
know.
ever
I
been.
know it was. And then, so we went to like Bob Cratchit's or the Crescent, which was in Sandy Row.
Right. Oh, you're like, oh, I can't go to the M Club. Too Protestant. What's happening down Sandy
No,
Road?
but that the Sandy Row one was like all students. So then there was Bob Cratchit's, and then you had the Arigal,
Yeah.
the egg, as they called it.
Yes.
And then the bat. So I mean, I could go on and on. Like I
Yeah.
fucking sort of went, and then the Pat House later on, sort of thing.
I know very little of these. They're all the same place.
They've just
They
changed
just
names.
rebrand. El Divino back in the day.
No, I never ever
Was
ever, I haven't even been in
huge.
there.
Yeah, it was fucking insane how like big a thing it was. And then it rebranded. What's it called now?
Plastic. Well, it was plastic.
Once it turned into plastic,
Oh, I
nobody
remember, I
went.
remember Rain opening, which was in Tomb Street beside the post office, and
Yes.
then that became
What did it become?
plastic or something, did it?
No, plastic was El
No,
Divino.
I was.
Milk.
No.
It was called Milk
And
when
then
it first opened.
it
Then it
became
became
Rain.
Rain, and then from Rain, so it was Milk, Rain, and then I think it was
G Street?
two sugars.
It was
after it.
T Street?
Tea something.
T. I'm pretty sure it was T Street. Can't
Never
remember.
went.
There's
There
yeah.
used to be the Parliament as well, which was a gay one.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it was. I think it's called the Venue now. Is it?
I have no idea.
It's the one just off Cathedral Quarter.
Is that not Burndall?
The one with the big fucking statue with the man standing on top of it like that.
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh no, that's
It used to be called the Parliament, and you used to go there for a late night.
oh, I can't remember.
See, all my I have a load of mates to be like, why would you ever go to a gay club? And I'm like, the fucking
Crack.
tunes they play.
The crowd.
Literally the crack.
Union
Uh,
Yeah,
There we
any more
go.
there?
what's the? Let me see. What's the worst place in your opinion to the old age debate? Portadown or Lurgan? Much of a muchness, I think. The both of them, aren't they?
Pour down Lurgan.
Oh, they are pretty bad.
Everyone
places.
slags them, but you know what? There's a lot of places in this country that are a shithole.
Yeah.
And they
Everywhere
don't really stand out for me.
Do you or William have any near-death experiences you can talk about? I have a couple, but I can't talk about them.
I have a holiday where I near died about 3 times when I was like 10. One went go-karting. We were just flying around, and when it came to the time to brake, I put my foot on the accelerator and not the brake, and genuinely went up the back of one girl's like go-kart, like did a wee twirl in the air, and then like
Mario Kart?
literally like landed sideways, and I like you know it's bad when the Spanish workers are shitting themselves.
If you were a Mario Kart character in that go-kart, what one were you?
I quite clearly Wario.
Nah, I'd have you as the wee mushroom.
We Toad?
The wee mushroom.
I'm a Toad.
You're just a wee
I
mushroom.
could be Yoshi.
You're a wee mushroom.
Yoshi.
Who would you be? You'd be
Bowser.
Bowser. You would be Bowser.
If Arlene Foster was in Harry Potter, would she be a Dementor?
No, she'd be Dolores Umbridge.
Best restaurant you've went to in Ireland?
Coast up in Portrush is fucking super. You ever been there?
Um,
Spice. There's one called Spice. It's in Indian. I can't remember where it is, but fuck me, it's delicious.
Is that the one out the airport?
No. It's in like Enniskillen or something. Somewhere like that. I can't remember. So also, Copy and
Dean's in Belfast is hard
I've
to
never
beat.
been to Dean's.
Oh, it's hard to beat.
Copy in St Anne's Square is fucking delicious.
Our
The
Christine's
Italian
place is nice.
What's it?
8 to 11.
Where's that? I'd try that.
If you're looking at any sponsorship. Our
Some
Christine.
free-
It's on Lisburn Road.
Free dinners.
Primrose Street, just off Tate's Avenue and Lisburn Road.
I'll try that.
And then obviously a mate of mine went to school with him, Stevie Toman. He has a thing in the town. It's Michelin Star Ox.
Oh fuck! I know someone works in Ox. You know the guy who owns it.
Oh, went to school with.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I let my mate works in that.
Yeah, Stevie. Some spot.
Fuck.
We could actually shout out to Skinworks, by the way, asking us if we would like to get tattoos and stuff.
Yep.
We could go to Ox and have something to eat.
And then go with that. Yeah. 100%.
And then from there we could go to court because it's just down the street.
we just show up to court.
That's the best.
You're like, we're probably gonna be
No,
here
we
anyway.
are. With Stephen Nolan, we're definitely going to be there. Or is he really going to be there? Oh, come on.
Watch me pull the fucking. Wait and see the size.
Still, nobody's come out and said who your man is. Stephen Nolan done it himself.
Wait
Don't
and
give a
see the
fuck.
size of the fucking disabled card I pull out then. Wiley Cott wants to know beans in a fry, yes or no. She says it's a no from her. If you're giving me a fry and there's no beans in the plate, I'm walking out.
No, I don't like beans in the fry.
I need it to moisten. I need it.
That is a
It's
Protestant
not a Protestant thing. I just need it to moisten my
It's like
fry.
you didn't have potatoes. You didn't want the chips the way the English done it, so you took chips away because it was an Irish thing because of famine.
See, if you get
And
chips in a
put
fry,
beans.
you're a fucking paedophile. But beans are essential. They moisten. What do you dip your bread in?
The egg.
You get an extra egg. You're not. You don't like egg, don't you? Not?
I like egg white. I don't like egg
You
yolk.
are a child, aren't you? Like
I'll eat it. No, if it's on the plate, I'll eat
you're
it.
like a
I just
fucking
don't
child.
like it.
It's like you need it to get the yolk off the plate.
No, what I just say. What I said, I
Ever
will
felt-
eat it, but don't like it.
Felt genuine fear or felt scared taxiing or on the door, not know what's going to happen. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I'd be honest. See from I got my finger bit off. Genuinely, fear is no longer there, and it's scary to say that.
No.
I have fear with my kids.
Yeah.
I get on a fucking roller coaster with our Podrick in Florida a couple of years ago, and I genuinely shite myself thinking he was going to fall out. That was the closest I felt to fear in a long, long time.
Was he just like too small for it, or was it just
Yes, I
irrational?
genuinely. It was the music one that you get on at the start of.
Aerosmith?
It wasn't the Aerosmith.
No.
It was the very first one as you go into Orlando,
I don't know.
Universal Studios.
I've never been.
And it just has a wee tiny belt, comes over the top bar. I was fucking kicking myself that he was going to fall out. I had genuine fear.
Aye.
But other than that, from I get the finger bit off, I don't have fear. It's something that I don't have.
Are peelers called black bastards on both sides of the fence, or was that just a 90s prod thing? I think it was a 90s thing.
No, the Catholics call them
Yeah,
black
you call them black bastards?
Yeah.
I'd never heard anyone call them a black bastard. It might be a 90s thing.
Do you know what? That's just made me thought. I have never actually seen an actual black policeman. Have you?
Yeah.
I have never. Yeah. I've seen an army personnel.
Yeah, that's black.
I've never seen a black policeman.
I have thought it was in England.
Oh, fuck, yes, I've seen them there.
Oh, that's not what you said.
No, I'm just because putting it to that the Protestants called them black and we call them black.
Yeah.
It would be one of them things that you have to defunct and not call it anymore because
Yeah. Matty, M477Y86. Would William ever try Gaelic? Paddy, what position should he play? Yeah, I'd try it. It looks fun. See any game where it's really physical and there's a good chance you'll get fucking hurt?
we'll stick you up full front,
I'm in. What's that?
full forward.
Can I smack into people?
They'd probably smack into you.
Where can I smack into
Would be
people?
in good position for winning.
Where can I smack into someone?
Anywhere in the Gaelic pits.
Then put me in there. Yeah, do you know what? I would like to try it. I'm going to try my foot.
Your full forward has to be Bowser. You know what I mean? Like
It has to be powerful, yeah.
We haven't got much time for this. Best Celtic game you've been to, a madness hoop story. I have loads of stories. Probably going to do a show about that. But the best game I was at was probably the 3-3 with Man City at Parkhead. It was fucking the best atmosphere I ever seen. And it was just to and through. It was just brilliant. It was a great game.
Fair. I'm trying to see what Orange Lodge does William walk with on the 12th? I don't walk on the 12th. I can't be fucking hold.
William can't walk because he get his car took off him.
Can't walk because my knees would be in excruciating fucking pain.
Which one of yous is the smart fella and which one is the fart smeller?
To answer, I'm not gonna. I mean, everybody smells farts. What are you above? You above me on there, sir? Everybody, but I think we're smart in different ways. You're definitely more common sense smart than I am, because I'm a fucking idiot.
Right.
But also, you can't read, so I'm more
I
academic.
can't read.
Not
I just
well.
can't spank proper England.
Yeah,
It's more like
I'd be more like academic and stuff. I think.
No.
Do you not think so? No.
no.
Where's your fucking degree, cunt?
What's your degree in?
Politics with a minor in criminology.
Right.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere with it.
Like I have a HND in fucking engineering. it really outdoes fucking politics.
I mean, no,
genuinely,
politics was a waste of fucking time.
You could fucking go in and get a politics degree. Fucking, it's like the cheap.
It was hard to get. It was hard to get into, sir.
No,
Hard to get into.
have you gigged in Strabane, and what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I'm not going back.
I've gigged in Daisy's, and I've gigged in the Alley Theatre, and I've also gigged in the gay bar in Strabane that none of the gays drank in, which fucking blew my mind.
Why did they not drink
It was like the most Irish thing ever. It was the first wee town to have its own gay bar, and the gays refused to drink in it.
Why?
So it was like having a Celtic bar,
And no one
that supports Celtic drinks in it, because they boycott it. You know, it was like having the Rangers supporters club in Sandy Row, but not one Rangers fan drinking it. And it's still called itself a gay bar.
Did you ever get the reason why?
I still don't know,
Don't know.
but they didn't drink in it.
That's fucking.
So it wasn't a gay bar, really. Like
Just a bar.
it was like the Central or something they called it.
Oh.
I think it was a publicity stunt.
That's pretty much all from me. Have you any more?
Yep. Paddy, do you have a Balmore Sulus membership? No, I don't. I have drank with Sulus and I've spent a weekend there, but I've never got my membership. I think I was too small to get it.
I don't even know.
Like
what this thing is.
like Balmore's a wee estate, just on the outskirts of Newton Abbey, where the Abbey Centre and stuff is.
Yep.
So it's like just this way, and they're called the Balmore Sulus.
Right.
So they're like a wee tribe, basically.
Zulu warrior.
Right.
Love it.
But I got kept there one time and they brought me into a bar. The next day it was called the Boundary Bar. And the two guys that I was with were about 6'5", brick shit houses. The guy serving behind the bar, 6'3", brick shit house. Guy sitting at the bar there, same, and a guy here. And I'm sitting there looking at them all. And everybody's going, who's your man? Right? Because I'm blowing. And I just looked at them all and I went, what the fuck are the feeding yous over here? The says yous bastards. And the one at the bar just turned around and then, like, near enough down his nose, just went, Protestants. And I physically shit myself for a minute because I was going, have I got ID to prove that I'm a Fenian?
Because photos of you when you're like my age,
I
you
look like a Protestant.
do look like a prod.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you look like my cousin.
So I don't know if he maybe got misinformed of, no, like somebody's like, he's not from here, so he thought I was a Protestant looking at me, and he said that, but I shit myself. I had fear then.
Jesus.
Let me see.
I'm very
Minto is spaggy and his nostrils are massive. Shout out for the birth of Lee Grant, his newborn.
Do I need to add anything to that, or shout out to the spacky newborn?
Yeah, Minto's child. it must
Minto.
be. And big shout out to
Jeremy Lee up in
McLeod's
the mirrors.
Uyghur, who is a massive fan. Jared worked in the taxis with me, and he says it's like getting haunted now because this wee girl listens to us, and it's like constantly brings it into him and be like, look at this one and look at this one.
That's great.
And he's like, this is melting my fucking head. So yeah, so he's sort of like, so his Aoife McLeod is a massive shout out to Aoife McLeod.
Thank you very much for listening.
Yep.
Someone was telling me they were in my work that their kids started watching the podcast first, and now the whole family listens to it, and they all refer to each other as Grape Dick. Like they'll be like Grape Dick 10 or 10.
Do you know what? There was a wee guy, Shay, that worked for the riggers down in the film studio.
Aye.
And he would constantly shout it at me. And I showed him the dagger. He was the one person.
You showed it to him?
And he basically went around the whole film sets telling everybody. And he didn't shout it anymore. So it actually served its purpose. So he was like, fucking does. He fucking does. He is. And so he's like, I didn't believe anything you said. He says, no, I fucking do.
That's honestly, like, see when I first met you and you would tell me stories, I didn't believe them. It's only when you get to know you. Or sometimes they'll happen in front of you. Like, I'm just watching you deal with a mad situation, and people always go be like, you see, make all that shit up. And I'm like, I'm telling you now, he's being dead serious. Because the weirdest shit happens to him.
Oh, all the time. All the fucking time.
And you can understand why people wouldn't believe you.
No one know.
But they do all happen.
Yeah.
They're fucking mad.
So it was funny to go from Grip Dick in the film sets to Dagger.
Dagger. Ah, fuck me, that's amazing. It's the fact we've got a group of families calling each other Grape Dick as well.
Isn't it?
That's
Grape
amazing.
Dick. Daddy Grape Dick.
Yep, baby Grape
Dick.
Dick. I'm Papa Grape Dick.
The Grape Dick family. They're creepy and they're kooky. They're tiny weeny cookies.
Because I know I can remember.
The Grape Dick family.
The only words I know is the Jerry Adams version.
What's that one? I haven't
I'll
heard it.
tell you it off screen.
No, tell me now. I know you have to do it
It
now.
was when the Liam Adams thing came out.
Right, okay, go.
Don't get me shot, right? Because he's asked me this. It's your father fucks your brother, your sister fucks your mother, you all fuck one another, the Adams family, na. And that's the only words I know. I don't know the proper one.
So you only know that one.
I only know that one.
So when I heard me do that, you thought I was going
That's why I was like, that's what I was
he's
gonna
like,
go to.
Ponny, I don't like the way that you're doing them.
Oh my God, no. You see, we got him in just before the end. We got him in.
He was in earlier on when I done Paisley.
I heard, oh, that's right. That's right. You did Adams'
I
Paisley.
snuck him in the back. Folks, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for checking out
And
the
we're
podcast.
back. We're back. So,
Yeah, please leave us alone. Stop.
well, when will this be out?
Friday or Saturday, just whenever we're done. Or whenever we can.
Happy days. See you later, guys.
Cheers.